So just take that away. Let's look at Temple Ashaju, who's our business and markets correspondent live at the stock exchange, to take it from here. Temple, we just talked about the stock market, but again, about the NESD, that's the over-the-counter market. That was a negative, a whopping 1.13%. Take it from here.
Yep. Right, yeah, true. You're very correct, Bosun. Yes, it trimmed down yesterday by some 1.13%. The tail spinning that we've seen in that market in recent time has now worsened further because it was trending at some 700 psychological line, and as of yesterday when the market ended, it came in closing at 694.44. This index has been very stubborn in recent time, moving back and forth across this region, but we do hope that this will also rise beyond that and help that market to close the year positive for the year for the period December 31st, 2018. The market capitalization was just 482 billion naira, and all that was joined. We saw that when 122,311 units of the shares were transacted or traded there yesterday. And the fixed income market, you've got the bonds market experiencing some kind of bearish sentiment. It was really bearish yesterday for a whole lot of investors, and of course the secondary side of the market, because again investors are pricing in the expectation of a circular from the debt management office regarding the monthly auction of that of the DMO, and of course the 100 billion naira sukuk that is to be floated this same December. That's basically an information that investors are waiting for. We don't know the date for that yet, but it is certain that it will hold this month. So that continues to impact on the bond side of the market. We saw sell pressure concentrated at the short and the long side of the market yesterday. You got a bit of 4 basis points climbing in the short end of the curve in terms of the average yield now, and it settled at 15.51%. Look at the numbers you have on the screen. Those securities, 17th of March 2027, is one of those securities that was really pressured, as well as the long side of the curve where you have the likes of 18th of March 2036, and you saw yields expanding significantly at those ends of the curve by some 5 basis points, and of course 74 basis points in some other cases. In terms of the treasury bill side of things, we've been seeing the central bank carrying out open market operations in the market on daily basis. Yesterday was the 4th consecutive one that we saw in the market, and we saw a total of 94.50 billion naira being mopped up yesterday. However, because we didn't see so much participation on the part of investors and of course a lot of the pension fund managers, we saw the rates, the stop rates remaining static at 13.5% for the 191 day to maturity, and of course 15% for the 324 day to maturity. Generally yesterday there was sell-off across all ends of the curve, and that explains the kind of bearish sentiment that we've seen in the market. 149 day to maturities was expanded by 154 basis points yesterday. The 359 day to maturity rose by some 17 basis points as a result of the less interest that we're seeing from investor side of things, and that explains the 27th of December 2018 security, which you have at a price high or at a discount high of 14.7%, Bosun.
That's the big story. Temple, of course, the administration is still borrowing frenetically, at a frenetic pace, as it were, looking at the shortage of revenue as a ratio of the GDP. So the administration is going to do sukuk for more road construction before the end of this month. The window is closing, and of course we have the green bond, which the Ministry of Environment also says the second tranche will also be floated this month. So that looks very heavy. Temple, if you add that to the regular debt management office monthly auction also this month, and you add that to the savings bond we had on Monday, it looks like a serious one.
Absolutely, Bosun. It looks like a serious one. You have a whole lot of this fundraising or capital raising exercise by the fiscal authorities, and it puts a whole lot of the investors, corporate and retail, on the sideline right now, waiting and watching to see which to actually take position in. Because as you know, the stock market is not an area that investors are really keen about in recent time. Because again, there's basically no catalyst, save for the fact that we are all sure that the macroeconomic fundamentals remain positive for investors that will be willing to take long-term position in this market. So
Okay,
the interest has been more concentrated in the fixed income market, and of course, they just have to wait for the circular to come in.
We've got to go. We've got to go. Thank you very much. Let's talk about this a little bit later towards the end of the program. Thank you very much. Live from the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We're back into everyone. Stand by.